Sword Drama Society's second annual Night of Scenes. My name is Tony Braithwaite. I'm the class of '89, and it has been my great privilege to serve as the director of Prep Drama for the past 17 years. Night of Scenes began as part of the Prep's Go Further Still plan, which was spearheaded by our president, Father George Burr, of the class of '59. Father Burr and our principal, Mr. Michael Gomez, asked us to cast our nets wider and offer even more opportunities for students to perform on the Prep stage. The mission of Night of Scenes was to cast every available student who auditioned, and we have done that. As such, today you will see 112 students perform, more than half of whom have never acted on the Prep stage before, including some of our usual behind-the-scenes staff and stage crew guys, nearly 30 girls from 13 different schools, and 14 members of the varsity crew team. Our directors include familiar Prep Drama alums and outside professionals. They've been working on the scenes with their cast for the past few weeks in preparation. Scenes range in style and length. There's no intermission. We cover everything from Walt Disney to William Shakespeare, from guys and dolls to gypsies and Mormons. And many of our Cape and Sword regulars are helping out in varied capacities today. For instance, several senior actors served as house staff and ushers, and you might just see a familiar face or two moving sets when the curtain opens! When the curtain opens! There we go. For instance, you might just see this podium getting placed for the next scene by Pat Cunningham. Nice job, Pat.
Thanks, Mr. Braithwaite.
And the curtain was opened by Brendan Colin. Little late, Bren!
Thanks, Mr. Braithwaite.
In addition, today you'll see faculty and staff members on stage, like the Admissions Office own Miss Megan Quinn later on, and in the following scene, written by Tom Saporito, class of '04, and Joe Madsen, 2010, a university president is played by religion teacher and Frost basketball coach, Mr. Joseph Donahue of the class of '60.
As university president, it is my pleasure to announce Georgetown University's class of 2012. First, allow me to present the following students who have been recognized through various awards and fellowships as the top scholars in their respective fields and courses of study in their graduating class. Mr. Michael Robert Marley. Mr. Marley is a finalist in the Sarah Palin Fellowship for International Policy and is sworn in to the Foreign Service.
I used my roommate's urine to pass my drug test.
Elizabeth Mulvane Roslin. Miss Roslin is also the recipient of the English Department's Holman Award for excellence in analytical writing.
There's spark notes to the right informant.
Theodore Robert Smith IV. Mr. Smith is the top graduating economics student in his class and will be earning his graduate degree from the London School of Economics next fall.
I slept with my TA freshman year.
Stephen Washbury. In addition to graduating summa cum laude with a dual degree in government and history, Mr. Berry has been nationally recognized for starting 2 nonprofit organizations right here in Washington, D.C. And he'll be attending Harvard Law School this fall.
I'm taking a year off to go to rehab my Red Bull addiction.
Kelsey Marie Warwick. Miss Warwick has been awarded the Ellen DeGeneres Grant for her acclaimed research in women's studies, gender relations, and the American feminist movement.
Nobody knows that my boyfriend asked me to marry him yesterday, and I said yes.
Ross Ross Silverman Peterson. Mr. Peterson has recently earned the Pat Roberts Medal for Christian Studies. It is the highest achievement in Georgetown's theology department.
Is anyone even aware that I'm Jewish?
Alexander Sasha Walden. Mr. Walden has been awarded the Charles Sheen Fellowship for his groundbreaking research on substance abuse. William Dennis Roach. Mr. Roach recently won the Rick Turing Medal for excellence in debate at this year's Model Union competition, and has been nationally recognized for his active contributions to the renowned Live Above the Influence campaign.
I just accepted a job working for a lobbyist from Camel Cigarettes. Smoke them while you got them.
Justin Anthony Strazella.
Well, here we go. Another night of scenes, and another scene with me, Justin Anthony Strazella. This time at another milestone in my life, just like winning Hallway Monitor all those years ago. The thing is, though, I don't feel any different. That diploma over there is supposed to be the perfect ending to one extraordinary chapter in the story of my life. But it's not perfect. The diploma only tells part of the story. It doesn't know the number of sleepless nights I spent finishing term papers, or credit for tests I thought I would fail. It didn't sweat out the summers I worked as a busboy at Applebee's to save for college tuition. That diploma can't possibly reflect the pressure I put on myself since age 10. The pressure that made me strive for nothing but the best to get me where I am today. The same pressure that helped me beat Jonathan P. Dever for Hall Monitor. I still remember it. The moment when I first realized I had that undeterred drive to win. It was my 4th grade history bee. Like a spelling bee, but with history and without spelling. We're going to flash back to it now. Mr. Donahue's going to play my 4th grade teacher, but he's going to sound pretty much the same. Don't let it throw you. Well, here we go.
Will the final 2 contestants please step forward?
I was this close to winning a competition. I kept getting questions I happened to know, like Mary Todd Lincoln's dress size, and other stuff I learned from math. And I started to realize that maybe I was smarter than I thought. But I was up against Mary Kate Holman, the smartest girl at school.
I will now ask 3 response questions in alternation. You will hear me go, "Ah," when a question is answered incorrectly, at which point the other competitor must answer correctly. Understood?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Miss Holm.
We were drilled with questions for half an hour. My hands were shaking. I was so nervous, partially from thoughts of losing it from everyone, and partly from the dirty glances I kept getting from Mary Kate. But mostly from the 4 pixie sticks I ate right before the competition. Sugar snacks and stress rarely make a good combo. But then, something unbelievable happened.
What famous words did Julius Caesar utter after crossing the Rubicon River in an act of defiance against the Roman Senate?
Why, of course. That would be Veni, Vidi, Vici, or when translated from Latin into English means I came, I saw, I conquered.
That is incorrect. Mr. Strazella, you now have 30 seconds to answer the question correctly, or we will continue the questioning until we have a winner.
Just to think, Caesar was warned by the Senate that crossing the Rubicon would be considered an act of civil war, but he did it anyway. He took a risk to gain power. He took a gamble. A gamble! That's it! Alia iacta est!
We have a winner! We have a winner!
Me, a winner. From then on, that's all I could think about. I took my own gamble when I kept fighting in that competition, and from then on, people knew me as one of the smart kids. But Mary Kate hardly spoke with me for the next 8 years until one day...
I hear you're applying to Harvard next fall.
Yeah, I mean, the odds are stacked pretty high against me, but I'm going to give it a shot to see what happens. I'm applying to 143 other schools, though. How about you?
Did you know that New Hampshire's acceptance rate among high schoolers like us is approximately 3%?
Yeah, I heard something like that.
And that when a school like St. David's Prep down the road sends 3 or 4 students to Harvard each year, it leaves room for roughly 1/2 of a public school student.
Yeah, those prep schools have legacy monopolies. It's ridiculous.
And then with guys like you who just want to give it a shot, as you say, are crowding the applicant pool, it makes it harder for girls like me, who wanted to earn their pre-med biology degrees from Harvard since they were conceived by their parents at that Grateful Dead concert in 1992.
Look, Mary Kay, where I apply has nothing to do with you. This isn't a competition. It's not the history bee.
Shut up, that was 8 years ago. Look around you, Justin. Everyone around us is a threat. Their numbers in a pool, they have the same number of extracurriculars, the same number of volunteer hours, the same number of points in a GPA, and the same number of awards destined for them at graduation. Even Stephen Murray is a threat, and he has a Red Bull addiction.
Come on, Mary Kay. No one in the school is at all the same as you or me or anyone else.
Easy for you to say. You're special. You were the hallway monitor. You won the bee.
Well, try it if you think you're nothing special. Oh, come on, Mary Kay. You're something. You're a special. You're gonna get into Harvard. You're definitely gonna get into Harvard. She didn't get into Harvard.
Oh, I didn't get in. They didn't like me.
I know how they feel.
Justin, I can hear you when you talk to the audience.
Come on, it was a joke. Look, I didn't get in either. I bet my application got lost in the big pile that said former hallway monitors and history bee winners from New England.
Right. I just wanted it so badly. I knew it was going to be hard all along, but that just made me want it more.
That's what she said.
Watch it. So, where did you decide to go now that the Harvard dream needs a new plan?
Georgetown, actually.
You're kidding. Me too.
No way. Well, the WASPs might not want us, but apparently the Catholics do.
Yeah.
Well, I'll enjoy competing with you at Georgetown, Justin.
Mr. Strazella!
I have no idea what the next chapter of my life holds for me. I'm not a Sarah Palin fellow, and I don't need my roommate's urine to pass a drug test. And I don't feel much different today. That diploma can't tell my whole life story. Another kind of well-monitored hallway, a history bee, or an unlikely but dear friendship. But I do have one big answer. It's all a gamble, and the die is cast.